In Healing Your Lost Inner Child, Robert Jackman takes readers on a powerful and compassionate journey into the roots of emotional pain that many carry from childhood into adult life. He introduces the concept of the lost inner child as the wounded, abandoned part of ourselves that we often suppress or ignore. This inner child holds the emotional residue of past traumas, unmet needs, and painful memories, often silently shaping our adult behaviors, beliefs, and relationships. Jackman's central thesis is simple but profound. Healing begins when we recognize that the pain we experience today is often a continuation of the pain we never processed as children. Whether it's fear of abandonment, people-pleasing, shame, or emotional numbness, these adult struggles have roots that go back to our earliest experiences. His book is not about blame, rather, it's about ownership and deep self-inquiry. It's about finally meeting the child within who has waited far too long to be seen. From the start, Jackman invites readers to become curious about their early emotional blueprint. He encourages reflection on family dynamics, emotional neglect, and the spoken and unspoken rules of childhood. What did you learn about love, safety, and being good? Where were you made to feel invisible? What survival patterns did you adopt to cope with emotional scarcity or chaos? These questions become the foundation of the healing process. A crucial concept Jackman introduces is the responsible adult self. This is the version of you that is capable of showing up now in ways your caregivers could not. It's the part of you that can learn to soothe fear, set boundaries, and offer compassion. Instead of expecting others to fix or validate us, this adult self becomes the internal caretaker. Through this lens, healing is not a return to childhood but an integration, bringing the hurt child into a safe, loving internal relationship with the capable adult you are today. One of the book's most powerful tools is the act of letter writing. Jackman asks readers to write letters to their inner child, and then write back as the child. This back-and-forth dialogue uncovers needs, fears, and longings that were previously unconscious. It is not a gimmick, it's a genuine form of therapeutic reparenting. The act of writing with compassion to the child you once were can feel awkward at first, but over time, it becomes a bridge to emotional wholeness. Jackman also emphasizes the importance of emotional permission. Many of us were taught to suppress anger, sadness, or fear. The inner child may have been punished for crying, scolded for being angry, or ignored when scared. Part of healing means allowing those emotions to surface now, in a safe and conscious way. By letting those feelings move through you, you free the child from carrying them alone any longer. Another cornerstone of the book is boundary setting. Many people with wounded inner children struggle to say no, tolerate mistreatment, or recognize their limits. Jackman explains that this stems from a lack of boundaries during formative years. As children, we may not have been taught that our needs and bodies were sacred. Healing involves creating internal and external boundaries that protect your peace. Saying no becomes not selfish but self-loving. Jackman warns that healing the inner child is not a quick fix. It requires time, repetition, and deep emotional honesty. You may face resistance, self-doubt, or even grief. But he assures readers that these discomforts are signs of progress. The inner child has often waited decades to be heard. It makes sense that the process will take patience. He encourages readers to approach this work gently, not like a project to conquer but like a relationship to nurture. Throughout the book, Jackman uses real-life client stories, names changed, to illustrate the transformation that's possible. One woman, for instance, had repeated toxic relationships until she realized her inner child believed love always came with chaos. Another man, deeply afraid of conflict, traced this fear to a volatile household. As each began inner child work, their external lives shifted, relationships improved, self-worth deepened, and peace became possible. Self-validation plays a key role in Jackman's process. Instead of looking outward for constant reassurance, he teaches readers to affirm their own feelings. This means learning to say, "It's okay that I feel this way," or "That hurt me, and that matters." These small inner validations begin to rebuild the trust between the adult self and the inner child. Over time, this self-trust becomes a steady source of resilience. A major emotional theme Jackman explores is shame. So many people carry toxic shame from childhood, shame that tells them they are inherently unworthy or broken. He differentiates between healthy guilt, which helps us grow, and toxic shame, which shuts us down. Part of inner child healing is learning to name that shame and gently dismantle it. You are not bad. You were never bad. You adapted to survive, and those adaptations deserve compassion. The book also touches on trauma, not just big T traumas like abuse, but little t traumas like being ignored, mocked, or chronically dismissed. Jackman helps readers understand that trauma is not about the event itself but about the emotional imprint left behind. If your feelings weren't honored, if your needs were minimized, that is trauma too. And it matters. Giving yourself permission to name these moments as painful is the beginning of healing them. As the chapters unfold, readers are invited to construct an internal sanctuary. A place in their imagination where the inner child can feel safe. Whether it's a cozy cabin, a forest, or a sunny room filled with toys, this mental space becomes a refuge. Each time you return to it, the child within begins to feel that safety is real, not just imagined. This visualization becomes a source of ongoing comfort and regulation. Jackman ends the book with a hopeful, grounded message. Healing your inner child will not make your life perfect. But it will make you whole. You'll stop reacting from old wounds and start responding from wisdom. You'll stop chasing love and start embodying it. You'll no longer abandon yourself for approval. Instead, you'll stay with yourself, especially when it's hard. And that is what healing truly is, staying, witnessing, loving. Finally, Jackman reminds us that the goal is not to erase the past, but to integrate it. Your inner child is not a burden, they are a guide. They carry the truth of who you were before you were told who to be. In reconnecting with them, you rediscover joy, creativity, and the capacity to live a life that is deeply yours.